Hey, what's going on, guys? I'm Dr. Boyce Watkins from Your Black World and the Black Business School. And I wanted to talk about something real quick. I just saw that something that really surprised me. It looks like Floyd Mayweather actually completely fell off of the list of highest paid athletes in the world. I'm looking at the Forbes list here, and wealth and money. That's kind of my thing. That's what I understand really well. And I'm looking at this, and TMZ was first that brought it to my attention, but then I've researched it and seen it sort of being reported in other places. Basically, the top three spots are they belong to Lionel Messi, Cristiano Ronaldo, and Neymar, who are all football players or soccer players. Canelo Alvarez, Roger Federer. So Messi made 127 million, Ronaldo 109, Neymar 105, Canelo 94, Federer 93.4, etc. Now, last year, Mayweather was number one. He made 285 million from his fight with Conor McGregor. And what's fascinating though is that he actually dropped out of the top 100 altogether, out of the top 100. And just so you know, just to finish off the list, so you guys kind of know who else is on the list. I see that LeBron James is on here. He made 89 million. Russell Wilson made 89.5 million. Aaron Rodgers 89.3. And then there's a bunch of others. But anyway, what's fascinating about this is, I don't know what the cutoff point is for the top 100 athletes in terms of income, but I'm very surprised that Mayweather's not in the top 100. I mean, even though he stopped fighting, right? We know he stopped fighting or he's retired, so you know that the big paydays are done. Like he's not making the big paydays. The big two, three, $400 million situations are done. But you would expect that a man who's made that much money, who's been prominent for that long, would have residual income from other investments that he's made. For example, when Jay-Z became a billionaire recently, I'm not sure, I got to go double check, but I'm willing to bet you that the vast majority of Jay-Z's income did not come from his primary craft. He does not make the bulk of his money from rapping anymore. Rapping is maybe a marketing tool that he uses every now and then, but he makes most of his money from business partnerships and business deals. He got in on the ground floor of a lot of major companies that are now doing really, really well. He's getting tons of income. He probably makes millions of dollars a month in income off of these investments that he's made. So even if Jay-Z never rapped again, Jay-Z would always, I believe, I would guess, be in the top 10 or at least the top 20 in terms of entertainer income every year, every single year, no matter what. Tiger Woods, another athlete like Mayweather, Tiger Woods fell off. He fell off big time in 2009. He's recently resurrected. I mean, he won the Masters recently, and that was amazing. But Tiger had pretty much a dead decade. He had a decade where he wasn't winning anything. He got dropped from a lot of his endorsement deals. He was just looking like a scrub. He's looking like an old man, tired old man who couldn't play golf anymore. But even then, Tiger would still be, on the list of highest paid athletes in the world because Tiger had put, assets in place and deals in place that would generate income for him even after his primary source of income generation, his primary asset, meaning his athletic ability, had kind of waned off, right? And so with Mayweather, I'm really surprised. I wasn't totally taken aback that he wasn't in the top 10. I guess to be in the top 10, you probably got to make 70, 80 million a year, whatever. That's a big number for him. But top 100, top 100, that's kind of surprising. I mean, I'm just gonna tell you, I don't know what his career earnings are. Let me see, Floyd Mayweather career earnings. Let me see if anything comes up on Google. Um, they don't have anything here. I'll try to look up his career earnings. Oh, they say, okay, here's a Forbes article that says how Mayweather became boxing's first billion-dollar fighter, right? So apparently, I'm going to read this article a little bit later and kind of go into the details of it. But basically, his career earnings either have exceeded or they're close to $1 billion. So when you've made that kind of money, even after you paid all the, managers, agents, vultures, hang on people and lawyers and everybody else, the IRS, that's the biggest beneficiary of Mayweather's money. You're still talking about hundreds of millions of dollars, and you wonder where those assets have been, placed. Now, the thing about Mayweather is that he was always known as Money Mayweather, and I was never a fan of that. I'm not a fan of a black man bragging about how much money he's giving away to European companies and just making it rain and throwing money in the air at the club and all that. I think that's kind of childish and kind of silly. That's what I refer to when I teach my students. We call that economic immaturity. Economic immaturity is where you do things with your money that a child would do. Economic maturity is where you become more of an adult. Like Jay-Z became economically mature. If you could look at his music back in the 90s, he rapped about, throwing the money up and swiping credit cards through girls' butts. Or no, maybe it was Nelly who did that. But either way, though, Big Pimpin', Spending Cheese, right? Y'all remember that? Well, now Jay-Z doesn't rap about those things anymore. Now he raps about 444. What was it? Financial freedom is our only hope, right? Remember that? So ultimately, Mayweather, even though he's 40, I think, or close to it, he's a guy that has not still embraced economic maturity through his economic decisions. Now, my assumption had been that perhaps underneath the surface, there's something more sophisticated going on. Maybe he's making investments and allocations that, that are gonna, do well for him long term. But now I'm starting to wonder if he's gonna be like another R. Kelly. R. Kelly is a guy whose lifetime earnings have probably been in the hundreds of millions of dollars. And R. Kelly made his money by singing. Well, if you make that much money by singing in your 20s, you should not be making the bulk of your money by singing in your 40s. Does that make sense? By the time, if you're making that kind of money R. Kelly was making when he's 24, 25, 26 years old, by the time you're in your 40s and 50s, the bulk of his income should not come from doing a concert or making a song. The bulk of his income should come from revenue generated from assets he's invested in along the way to allow him to build up a capital base, where the capital base is like an apple tree where you can just keep going back there and get an apple every time you're hungry. But sometimes those who don't invest, they don't plant any seeds, and if you plant no seeds, you can have no trees. And so when I talk to you guys about family wealth building, what I'm trying to get you guys to do now, I'm getting you to hopefully buy into the philosophy that you got to plant seeds now, so your children and your grandchildren will have trees. Jay-Z planted seeds; his children will have trees. Mayweather, I don't know. R. Kelly, absolutely not. His children, he can't even get enough money to leave the country. He was trying to leave. They claimed he was trying to leave the country to get away from his charges, and I don't know if that's true or not. But it's a shame. It's a damn shame when a man's 50-something years old, been one of the greatest singers in history, making millions of dollars for the last 25, 30 years, and can't get enough money to get a plane ticket and leave the country. That's kind of crazy to me. So anyway, that's my thought. No diss on Mayweather, but at the same time, I think that whole Money Mayweather stuff, it is coonery, it's buffoonery, it's the kind of stuff that black people have been able to make money off of for the longest time. White folks are always willing to pay a black man to act like a damn fool. That's seriously, that's when you act like a little kid and you're 40 years old, they love that. They eat that up, and that's what makes you very popular. And I just like to see black men carry ourselves with a little more integrity, a little more strength and consistency, and a little more long-term vision for our families. So anyway, I'm about to get out of here, guys. Do me a favor, hit the thumbs up button, like button, share button, and subscribe button. Also, we have a social media platform for people of color. It's Facebook for black people, and it's called Black Enough. Here's how you spell it. So if you are black enough, then come to Black Enough, because we have black conversations all day long, and that's what we do. We do black stuff. So also, last but not least, if you want a free e-copy of my book, It Takes a Village to Raise the Bar, please go to drboycewatkins.net. That's drboycewatkins.net. I'll see you guys soon. Be good. Peace.